What's up, people? Back with another reaction, back with some more Kate Bush. We're going back to her 1993 album, The Red Shoes. Once again, big shout out to Seb for sharing her material, as well as all the Kate fans for illuminating my journey through this incredible artist's material. And yeah, it's interesting, after we started The Red Shoes, I've heard some different comments about where people think this sits in terms of her overall legacy and, relative quality from album to album. But once again, I've been fascinated by everything we've heard from her, even as we've gone over different decades and different genres and, sub-styles within a genre. So bottom line, looking forward to more on this album. And the next tune is the intriguingly, if a bit opaquely titled Eat the Music. I could think of some ways in which it might form part of a larger idea, thinking, eating, drinking, breathing, like everything in relation to music. It could be about, immersion and creativity, but also it could be perhaps about, let's say safe and conformity, like safe inclinations among labels, and the idea of let's not do anything too outside the lines or too unusual, because maybe that won't sell, and that's what this is all about. And it might be about that approach to music, like eating the music. I imagine it'll have nothing to do with either of those thoughts, but again, when I looked at the title, I was intrigued, and those are the two directions my brain went with it. Let's find out what it's actually about. This is Eat the Music by Kate Bush from her 1993 album, The Red Shoes. Feels light and a bit Caribbean.
Split me open with devotion.
Maybe even like African music styles. Love him for that, is that what she said?
Like a pomegranate, inside out, all is revealed. Not only woman bleed, take the stone out of the mango,
Pomegranates of mango? The bass.
Split them open
not be entirely certain what's happening lyrically, although I have some thoughts. But the sonics are fun, and it's like, oh, the brass. Now it is fading, right? What a jubilant and fun tune. Again, when I first started, I was like, oh, some Caribbean vibes, but I think that was like African musical styles. I listened to some different African styles like Kwela and Ethiopian jazz, and as well as some like 90s keyboard-based, like uplifting type of pop music, and that kind of had some of those stylings. So I feel like maybe that was some African musical influences as well as some vocalists or at least samples. I would imagine vocalists more. And yeah, we had similes about pomegranates and mangoes, and she's talking about spreading seeds, and then someone, like, I think there was an analogy for someone's heart, and then eat the music. So we're talking fruit. There was like fruit of love, I think, was in there. So I think there's a lot of play on words in relation to fruits, maybe even, citrus in particular, but ultimately using those types of images and understandings as metaphors and similes and analogies for other matters. So not quite sure what's at play, but again, it seems like there was a lot of wordplay built around fruit, and ultimately it did have a euphoric feel. Not that that necessarily indicates what the sentiment of the themes that play in the lyrics are, but it did have this uplifting feel, which again, there's some 90s like keyboard based African music that through movies initially, but then seeking out some of the artists on these soundtracks that I discovered that, I heard music that was akin to this, although again, not with Kate Bush's vocals, so shout out to her. And yeah, I'm curious what people think about this one. It feels maybe a bit lighter. Now, again, that could just be the sonics, but, some of her tunes are these like heavy, deeply personal sort of tracks. Others are very intense, even if, they're about other people and narratives. So this one felt like on the lighter end of her catalog. So let me know what you think. I will see you next time. Peace. As my ankle breaks.